Elden Ring is such a huge game that you could play it 100 times and still miss things. That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you some of the most obscure items in Elden Ring. I'll show you how to find each item, what they do, and tell you why you should or maybe shouldn't go out of your way to get them. Our first hidden item, and one you should absolutely go out of your way and get, is the Squadia Dagger, the weapon used by the Beast Cleric himself. You can get the Squadia Dagger at the very start of the game, which is insane because it has some of the highest base damage of its weapon type. So if you want to get your hands on this powerhouse, head over to the Bestial Sanctum gracing Caelid. Once you get there, you're going to leave the sanctum and take a right. Head towards the cliff to look around for this piece of wood hanging off the side of the rock face. Go ahead and jump onto it, and then drop onto the second piece of wood. Then we're going to hop down to the structure on the side of the cliff. Fall onto this overhang and use torrent to jump across here. Now we're going to jump to the lower level here, but listen very carefully. You could easily die if you don't do this right. So before you make the leap, throw on a health talisman or whatever's going to make you less squishy. And once you survive that jump, we're going to drop down to this last overhang, and then do this weird parkour so you don't die. Then we're pretty much there. All you have to do is keep running alongside this wall until you find the balcony that holds your precious dagger. The Squadia is a strength scaling weapon that's automatically equipped with Quick Step, which is a solid Ash of War. And the cherry on top is that it boosts bestial incantations by 10%. It's an absolutely solid dagger, so it's more than worth it to just go and grab it. And our next hidden item is an absolute must-have for every Tarnished, a top-tier talisman that you don't want to be missing out on. But before I tell you more about it, let's see where you can find it. Go over to the Grand Lift of Rold and hoist the secret medallion. To get the secret medallion, strike this fake pot near the village of Albernac's Grace, and then beat Commander Nile in Castle Sol to get the last piece on the roof of the tower. Once you hoist the secret medallion, you're going to be brought to the hidden path of the Halig tree. Go straight until you get up this first staircase. You're going to walk up to this break in the railing and fall straight down onto this invisible bridge. Now you're going to want to be careful because any wrong step here means certain death. Make sure to line yourself up straight with the entrance in the wall and very cautiously walk forward in a straight line until you enter the room. But now we have an issue. They really went to all lengths to cover up this talisman because as you can see, this is a dead end. But this wall is pretty obviously fake, so just go and break it and collect the silver scarab. This talisman raises your item discovery by a whole 75 points. This makes it the best talisman in the entire game for item farming, and the second best in this entire video. Speaking of the best, the Royal Knight's Resolve is the best Ash of War in the game, and it's also our third hidden item. This Ash of War gives you an 80% buff to normal hits and 35% to critical hits. Yup, that's just as overpowered as it seems. And the wind-up time is so short that you can just pop this thing constantly in a boss fight and have buffed hit after buffed hit. You absolutely need this Ash of War. So if you don't want to miss out, head over to the Temple of Agale, and once you kill Fetish, take the elevator up and make your way into the mansion. Once you're in there, go up the staircase and make sure to turn around and go the opposite way once you get to the top. Head over to this doorway and open it up with the stone sword key. Once you get into this dark room, use the cages to slowly drop down and make your way to the ground level. Once you get down there, you should see a lone doorway. Enter it and your new favorite Ash of War will be on a corpse right in front of the fireplace. And boom, you have the best Ash of War in the game. While you're at it, you might as well drop a like on this video and subscribe to the best YouTube channel. Subscribing will get weekly high-quality Soulsborne content wired directly into your veins, courtesy of us. Super Thanks is also open if you want to support us in a higher capacity. But if you want to hate something in a higher capacity, I've got just the item for you. Because the Prince of Death's Pistol may be one of the worst talismans in the game, but it's hidden absurdly well. So here we are talking about it. But before I get into why it sucks, let me show you how to get it. You're gonna start from the secluded cell grace. Walk to the parallel entrance and go backwards once you pass the scarab. Jump onto this overhang and use it to get to this entrance. Now head upstairs and keep going straight till you find your way onto this balcony. And then just do this rock parkour. And you're pretty much there. Keep heading down till you're in the ruins. And then it's a straight shot to the Pustule. Good job. You just got the most worthless item in the game. The Prince of Death's Pustule raises your vitality by 90. So it's good if you're suffering from Death Blight. But there's only like 10 enemies that even deal Death Blight. So you can probably skip out on grabbing it. But it's a cool thing to have for collectors. And next we have something that isn't completely useless. The Founding of Stars. This thing is hidden so well that I doubt a lot of players even know of its existence. Head over to the Snow Valley Ruins Overlook and walk over to this bridge. But how will we get there when the bridge just ends? Well, it's invisible. The thing that sucks about this is that if you're an offline player, you have no idea where the bridge starts or ends because you can't see messages. So good luck not falling to your death. For the rest of the player base, just walk straight until a message tells you to head left, and then you should walk right into the tower. The Founding of Stars can be found after taking the elevator up and traversing these stairs, and now you have your brand new spell. The Founding of Stars allows you to bring a bunch of stars from the sky in the form of an attack, but it works best if you have a group or one large enemy. If you're using this on one guy, most of the time you'll be lucky if you kill him in 4 to 5 business days, and even if you use it against a group, it's still relatively hit or miss. I mean, look at how it did here. It did hardly anything versus here. It almost looks decent in this footage. For something so well hidden, it could be a bit better. But for people doing magic playthroughs, I could see it being a worthy pickup for crowd control. And for our next hidden item, go to the Dragon Bearer West Grace. Then head towards and pass through the Double Dragon Lake. Then go forward to find the wall on the hill. And on the other side will be the Celia Everjail. Go ahead and pop the Everjail and fight the Battle Mage to get the item. One thing to note is that this guy is really easily staggered, so heavy weapons are always going to triumph here. And once he's dead, you have your item, Battle Mage Hugh's Ashes. I certainly have my opinions on this item, but I'll let you make your own judgment from what's on screen. This guy gets distracted all the time, and by all the time, I mean every battle he's admiring the nearest wall. On screen I have gameplay of him against Margit, which doesn't make him look great. But this guy could be super helpful if you're going against someone weak to magic, or if you just want an emotional support Spirit Ash. Other than that, this guy is useless. So if he fits your situation, go and grab him, and if not, keep using Tish. But let's take a step back. Remember when I said the Silver Scarab was the second best talisman in this video? Well, it's time for the best talisman in this video, and the best in the game, the Golden Scarab Talisman. This is a must-have, and something everyone needs to get their hands on as early as possible in every playthrough. It increases all rune gain by 20%, which allows you to level up faster, upgrade your weapons as quick as possible, and make rune grinding significantly easier. And it stacks with things like the Gold Pickled Foulfoot to make absolutely insane rune gains when you do things like kill the sleeping dragon. You need this, so get over to the Smoldering Wall Grace and trace the wall down to the cliff. If you have Torrent, you can easily make this jump, but if you just want to do it on foot, you can drop to the side and use these branches as a bridge. This dungeon can be an absolute maze, but take a left, go right, and head upstairs to the right. Then the rest should be pretty straightforward. For the boss, you fight 2 Clean Rot Knights that drop the Golden Scarab upon being defeated. These guys are pretty easy if you just insta-kill them with your fists. And now you have your amazing talisman. You can grab this at the very start of the game, so go over there and get it already. Be sure not to spend all your runes in one place though. But now you're gonna need a weapon to collect all those runes. And I've got just the weapon for you, the Celebrant Skull Hammer. In all honesty, this thing is mid as hell. Let me show you how to find it before we get into that. Go to the Windmill Village Grace, and take a left through the shrubbery, past the tower and find the side of the cliff. And then follow the cliff line until you find a corpse. Just go ahead and walk up to him and collect your Great Hammer. And boom! You've got it. Now the Celebrant Skull is an okay weapon for strength users, but there are better options damage-wise, and the Barbaric Ash of War is just underwhelming. It gives you 20 rooms for every hit, but that feels more like a gimmick than a real positive for the hammer. But you should still grab it. Why? Well, why not? You don't have to walk that far for it, so you might as well just grab it and have another weapon in your arsenal. For our 9th most hidden item, go to the Ancestral Woods Grace, and head up the hill until you find your way to the cliff. Then jump down to the structure below, and trace the walls to the right till you get to the top. And once you climb up, ride the connection until you can use the wall to get to the destroyed bridge. And the chest at the end will hold your ancestral infant head. The infant head is an absolute sleeper pick. It has great crowd control and can do numbers on normal bosses too. Granted, I am leveled up quite a lot, so this is doing higher damage than what it might do for you. But the infant head is still a really good item that I'm surprised I don't see used more. This is a must-have for every magic user. And for our next one, we're gonna have to rewind a bit. Because remember when I showed you the Royal Knights resolve in the Volcano Manor? Well, we missed an even more hidden item in that place. Because the Dagger Talisman has to be one of the best hidden items in all of Elden Ring. Back to the Temple of Aegle, make your way the same route that we did last time. But now we're gonna stop at the Stone Sword Key doorway. Look to your right and carefully drop down. Walk through the darkness, then head upstairs, and you should see your talisman on a corpse. The Dagger Talisman increases your critical damage by 17%. You can use this in combination with the Royal Knight's Resolve, and do absolutely insane damage. This talisman is amazing for PvP, and anyone that loves going for backstabs. This is something everyone should have on hand, because of how important critical critical hits are in Elden Ring. Now our next two items are some of the least known in the game, items that are almost invisible to the Elden Ring community. Despite the fact that Melina is our one and only maiden, very few people use or even bring up her dagger, and that's because FromSoft made it a well-hidden secret. Go to the Forbidden Lands, Grace, and head backwards to enter the elevator. Go ahead and start the elevator, but as you're going up, you need to pay special attention, because pretty early in the ride, opposite of the doorway, you'll find a small entrance you need to jump to mid-ascension. Walk down the hall and the Blade of Calling will be resting on the desk. This is an item that's right under people's noses. Everyone's been here, but few people go back using the elevator, and even fewer pay enough attention to notice his entrance. The Blade of Calling is a cool faith weapon, and it has a really fun Ash of War. This is a really cool weapon worth grabbing, especially if you're running a faith build. And the most well-hidden item in all of Elden Ring is the Shield of the Guilty. 50% of you are wondering why this is even in the video. The other half is going to be scratching their head wondering what the Shield of the Guilty even is. The shield is right near south of the lookout tower. Start heading towards the demi-human ruins. If you approach it from the same side as me, you should find a part of the ruins that you can double jump into. Head downstairs and you'll find your shield. Despite not being in a far-off hidden path or a secluded cave, I keep seeing players with thousands and thousands of hours that don't even know the shield exists. And after checking all my saves, I don't have it on any characters either, despite the fact that it seems like it's right there in the open. It just really shows the power of hiding something in plain sight. We're so used to tracing mountain walls and searching caves that when FromSoft puts something right in front of us, we don't even notice. And this is something you do want to notice, because the shield causes bleed damage. That single-handedly makes it one of the most unique shields in the game, and a worthy collector's item. It's also pretty obviously a blasphemous reference. So that's cool. And that was the hidden items in Elden Ring. Hope you liked it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Click the video on the screen to hear the unwritten rules of Elden Ring. And without further ado, I'll see you through the fog.